I'm here to provide you with an update on our efforts to prepare ourselves for a potential snow and ice event. There are three models that we normally rely on, weather models. Two of them say that we should not have much of an event. One of them says we could have the potential of up to 3 inches of accumulation of snow. Because of that uncertainty with between the models, we're preparing as though we are going to get snow and ice accumulated. So to that end, we've deployed all 60 of our trucks out on the roads, the 1,500 miles of priority routes, and they are putting down a light dusting of sand and salt, with the idea being that if we get some moisture on the road and the temperatures dip and we get ice, that will help with that. And then also the trucks will be out there and deployed, so if we do get an accumulation of snow, we'll be able to plow if necessary, add more salt sand mix if we need to. The other part of the thing that this event that makes it a little challenging is that we're getting liquid precipitation, we're getting rain, and with the material that we lay down on the streets has a tendency to wash off, and so we need to apply and reapply so that we have as much of this material on the streets as possible when the weather actually turns and we get some ice. We've got staff on 12-hour shifts, 24/7 until further notice. The first shift will be relieved by the second shift at midnight tonight. We will continue to do what we're doing now with all 60 trucks, 24/7 or 12-hour shifts, 7 or 24 hours around the clock. And what we'll do is we'll monitor conditions. If we find that it's definitely going to be a wet event, not a slick event, we may reduce the number of trucks that we have and go to a more patrol and treat kind of a posture. So we're watching the weather, we're trying to adapt as we learn more about what's actually going to happen, but we're being conservative and trying to make sure we get out there ahead of this, because there is some uncertainty between the different weather models. And with that, I can answer any questions.
Any challenges so far?
No, it's just the fact that it's raining. Anytime you have rain preceding a potential event makes it more challenging, because you're washing off material, and so you're just basically laying it down and then replacing it as it washes off.
Does the salt and sand mix make it any more dangerous for drivers when it is still dry?
There is less traction on a dry road with the salt sand, so you're right, that's why we're just dusting it right now. It obviously has the opposite effect when you have snow and ice on the road. It is your traction, but we're doing a dusting instead of a full spread right now because of that very fact.
You said that the plan is to deploy all 60 trucks. Are they all already in action, so to speak, or you guys just have them on standby right now?
No, they're actually out and deployed.
Are out right now.
Yes, and if anybody wants to get some opportunities to see them and to maybe even talk to the folks that are responding, the contact person that I can give you is Aaron, and he's at 268-4001. And if you give him a call, he'll tell you where we're at and what we're doing and coordinate with y'all.
Is the website still working?
Yes, it is. Last I checked a few minutes ago.
What is that address?
It's out of wichita.gov, and then you just follow the links on wichita.gov to get to the map.
Can you be a little more, when you say you're applying this light mixture, is it to the elevated roads, bridges, or are you pretty much intersections, or are you doing it all over?
All 1,500 lane miles of priority routes. You're right. A lot of times preceding a storm, what we'll do is we'll just do the elevated roads, because that's where the greatest risk of freezing is. But because of the nature of this uncertainty of this prediction, we're going ahead and laying down this light sand salt mixture on all 1,500 lane miles of priority routes.
So say this afternoon, if the forecast changes and it doesn't look like we're going to dip to an area where we will have snow here, what will happen then?
Well, because there's so much uncertainty between the weather models, we won't rely on any one model saying that we're going to avoid a freeze. All three models actually say we're going to have very cold temperatures overnight. So to be safe, we're going to go ahead and just stand up. We've already stood up all 60 trucks, and we'll keep them up until we think we are at towards the end of the event.
So this could be another story tomorrow morning.
Yes, that's right, depending on what actually materializes.
Just
for like our viewers and readers out there, how much does something like this generally cost? Is it super expensive, or is it worth it to the city?
Well, we have a budget. I don't have the numbers per ton or whatever. I can get those for you. We have a certain amount in our budget to respond to these sorts of events. What we're talking about here is it's conservative in the sense that we're out there and we're deployed, but the fact that we're doing a light dusting of material means we're not experiencing a lot of costs in terms of material. Our biggest costs are covering the labor for the drivers on the trucks.